and slice them in half. Now, the spicy tuna that you get normally, and I'm just going to slice it across as I'm chatting. The spicy tuna that you normally get in a sushi restaurant, a large part of it is really what they chop off when they trim. I've actually watched them do this. They get a spoon, and as they get the large sides of tuna and start to trim them down, when they get close to the skin and they've trimmed away all the prime cuts, they take a spoon and they actually scrape away all the flesh that's left next to the skin, and that becomes what you're using for your spicy tuna. I'm just going to reuse this bowl that I had a couple of scallions in for the tuna. So they have to make use of everything so that they can use economics in their favor. We're just chopping up the prime pieces, which can only be better. A lot of times when you get spicy tuna in a sushi restaurant, rather than it being chunks like this, it's ground up a little finer because of that process using the spoon and scraping away what they can't cut and use for regular sushi or sashimi pieces. Sushi refers to the fish that's served with rice, whether it's in a roll form, single roll, hand roll, or if it's simply on a pad of rice, which we're just making rolls today. Sashimi would be just thin slices of the fish that you'll eat with different dipping condiments. Either way, you want to get the freshest fish available. This is not the type of thing you buy from a roadside stand. You want to make sure that you're getting your sushi fish all sushi grade from a source that you absolutely trust. Let me move these guys over here for now. So we've got our tuna sliced up, and we have to make the sauce. The sauce for the spicy tuna, I always order a little bit on the side, because no matter what type of sushi I eat, I love that spicy sauce. Ah, got you. Still have 10. So the sauce is very, very simple. Now, I've seen restaurants use pure hot sauce, and you can get some real fiery rolls. Yes, I've had them, and it's good, but my real favorite is the mayonnaise-based sauce, which for those of you watching your fat intake and your calories may not be the best thing, but for me, I'm just not going to care today, and I'm going to indulge myself. So we start off with some full-fat mayonnaise, and it does work best with the full-fat mayonnaise. We put a little bit of our chopped scallion. Yes, scallion, not shallot, like I mistakenly called it before. And then we use the rooster hot sauce. We always call this the rooster hot sauce because I have no idea how to pronounce the name. So we use this rooster as the indicator for which brand to get. It's actually a Thai chili sauce, and it's pretty widely available now in a lot of supermarkets as well. You'll get smaller bottles. This big bottle, wow, must have overpaid. This big bottle was $2.79 in the Asian market, so this would probably last you folks out there for a good year. Well, we go through, a couple a month. Depending on how hot you like it, put that much hot sauce. So there's no real measurement. And then we just want to mix this up. And this is that orangey sauce. When you see that spicy tuna, it's got that kind of orangey, creamy look to it. Like I said, I have seen restaurants use just this with the tuna. Either way, it's your preference. You can certainly make it whatever way you like. And then we take some of this. Even when I go to a sushi restaurant, and I always ask for this on the side, lots of times they'll say to me, oh, we have to charge you, because I like a lot of it. They give me a tiny little bit, and I'll say, well, can you eat like 3 times that much? And they'll say, oh, we have to charge you. And okay, I'm asking for something. If there's a charge, I'm willing to pay for it. If you want to charge me for water, I'll be upset, but charge me for something that I understand cost you money, and that's I'm more than willing to pay for it. See how nice this looks? You can make this as dry or as moist as you like. They're serving this now as a salad. You can get a nice big scoop of this, which is wonderful. They make spicy California rolls simply by putting this in as well. So we need to get some other ingredients prepped so we can make a few rolls. Avocados. Boy, avocados are wonderful. Again, you know, with people being concerned with fat, avocados have a tremendous amount of fat, but I love a good avocado, and I really like the Hass avocados, along with those big, smooth, leathery avocados that we get down in Florida. They actually grow all over. When I go down to Florida to visit some family, there's an avocado tree right across the street, and people there, you just get so much you can't use it. So they're happy to let you pick their stuff. I put my knife right through. There's a big pit in here, and when the knife hits that pit, I kind of revolve the avocado around the knife. Now keep in mind the avocado is very, very slippery when you open it. So once we make this complete revolution around that pit, we're not trying to split the pit. By all means, we want to preserve the pit in one piece. We take the avocado and we just give it a little twist, and that will kind of just dislodge it from the pit on one side. See how it just kind of pops? And it'll pop open. One side will have the pit, one side will be without the pit. Now, the best way to get that pit out, providing the avocado is somewhat ripe, is to steady it on the board and just get your knife lodged into that pit. And then you give it a little twist back and forth, and before you know it, that pit is lodged in the knife. It'll stay there. Do not grab the pit this way, because the pit is very, very sleek and slick, I mean. And just your hands will slip off it. You'll hit the knife on one side or the other. It's probably a guaranteed 6 stitches on each side of the hand. So be very, very careful. Now when you're done, keep your avocado on the board, and you'll take a paring knife, and you'll want to slice in little slices, not through the skin. Don't do this in your hand. I'm going to cut right here in my hand because I can feel when this knife is ready to poke through that skin and get my hand. And again, if you do this and slip, and I've been doing this for a long time, so after you practice for a long time, if you want to take the risk and try it, but if you steady it on the board and just go nice and easy and your avocado's nice and ripe, you'll have no problem. But it's when those avocados are a little underripe and you start to push that knife through, it has a little bit of give going through the flesh, and then it hits that skin, and it'll poke through a little quicker than you're ready for, and it'll wind up slicing you in the palm of your hand. And that's not so much fun when you're getting ready to have your friends over and have a sushi party. So I cut my slices all the way across, and then I'm going to take my spoon. I'm really having trouble with the English language today. My wife says I have English as a second language anyway. Take my spoon and just carve it all out. Now, you have this little empty skin. You can make like a little sock puppet out of it. Your avocado is all wonderfully sliced now. Lots of different things people say you can do with the avocado to keep it from turning brown. My favorite is just to use it as quick as possible. The best thing you can do is to put some lemon or lime juice and acid, but then you'll have the acid flavor in there. So if you're not wanting that acid flavor, then perhaps you need to think of another alternative. Okay, now we get to the actual sushi making. People are probably saying, oh, this guy, can he please be quiet and make the sushi? I'm starved. 2 sides to the nori, which is a pulverized dried seaweed that's pressed together in sheets. And there's a shiny side and there's a rough side. We want to put the shiny side out. The rough side is the side that we put the rice in contact with. Now, what we do is we take a little bit of water Excuse me, let me grab some water.